Here we go. All right. So I see a couple of new faces on here, and I just want to introduce myself. My name is Lisa Behringer, and we have a team called the Bearable Life Essentials team. And many of my team members are with me today. The leaders that you will be hearing from are going to be Hannah Brown. Can you wave, Hannah? And Kimberly Green and Nicole DeLello and myself. So it's so nice to have all of you here. I want to ask for those of you whose camera is on, can you raise your hand if you are new to oils and you know nothing about doTERRA and you've never been to a place like this before? Abigail, welcome. That's awesome. Okay, and then those of you who may know about oils but haven't implemented them in your life yet, is there anyone like that here? Nope. Okay, good. That's good. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and set the expectations for what we're doing. This is a webinar that is new to our team. And our plan is, I love my team, first and foremost. I need to tell you that. There are more leaders on here that I didn't introduce, but that was because they're not facilitating today. You will meet them if you carry on with us, okay? But the purpose of these webinars is to invite people who have never experienced essential oils, because we want to share with you how you can bring oils into your life to help. Oh, good heavens. The only word that's coming to me right now is subsidize, and that's not the right word. What's the right word? Not subsidize.
Supplement.
What is it?
Is it supplement? Is that what you were trying to say?
No. When you bring natural things into your life, what you're
Complement?
Complement.
Support.
Thank you. I knew it was an S word. I just couldn't find that word. Please forgive me, you guys. Anyway, to bring these into your life to support health and wellness. So our desire is to bring in people who have never heard of these kinds of things, or to bring people in who do know about essential oils, but haven't known what to do with them. And also to share with you real life testimonies so that you can hear from us. Because long ago, and I hope this makes you all laugh, when I first got into essential oils, my husband used to introduce me as, this is my wife, she sells snake oils. And we're here today to prove to you that they are not snake oils. And so we're going to take a few minutes. Kimberly's going to start out by sharing a few basic things that you need to know about oils. Along the way, we're going to have fun. We're going to do giveaways. We're going to invite you to watch something at the end. And again, we will be very mindful of your time. So first, Kimberly, I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us 3 cool things about essential oils.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kimberly Green. I've been using doTERRA for about 7 years and building with a business about 2. And I'm just excited to be on today and share some cool things about essential oils. So the first cool thing about essential oils is that they are safe. They are natural, they're safe, they come from plants. They're extracts with amazing benefits. They are certified pure therapeutic grade, which means that they're safe for you, whether they're old or young, babies, even puppies and dogs. You can use them on your pets. With the information that we're going to be telling you today will be essential that you remember they're good for doTERRA oils, but nothing, we wouldn't want you to take this information and use it with the oils that you can find on the shelf in a store, because we can't guarantee the safety and the efficacy of the other kinds of oils. The second cool thing I want to tell you about essential oils is they're effective. They are very effective with whether it's a bacteria or a virus. These oils can help your body fight them better than many modern approaches to healthcare. What's cool about them being effective is they permeate the cell membrane. They, because they're lipophilic, they're fatty, and you have a fatty outer layer on your cells. They are able to permeate the cell, which is where viruses will replicate. But they also help your body fight bacteria, which are on the outside of the cells. The third cool thing I want to tell you about essential oils is they're affordable. If you were to go to the grocery store and look down the aisle at all the healthcare stuff that they have on the shelf, and just pick out the area just on, let's say, digestion, and you would need this for diarrhea, and you need something else for constipation, or you need something else for heartburn, we can take care of that with even just one bottle and still save you money. But when I look at the main reasons why I use them every day, I've saved my family hundreds of dollars in healthcare costs because I no longer have to run to the emergency room for some of the simple things that I can take care of myself at home. You want me to talk about the three ways to use them as well, Lisa?
Yes.
There's 3 ways you can use essential oils. They'll be aromatic, topical, and internally. So aromatically, when I first heard about aromatherapy, I thought it was just smelly candles. I had no idea what that was, and that it was just some frou-frou idea. And you might think that too, but actually aromatically is a really effective way of affecting your mood. It cleanses the air and it can open your airways and help fight the germs that might be floating around in the air. The second way you can use them is topically. We use them very frequently on our skin. You can use them neat, but if you're using them on a smaller person or a smaller body like an animal, you want to dilute it. They're great topically for localized benefits and targeted spots. So if you have a sore knee or a sore back, you could put the oils directly on that place and it would have a direct effect. But also what's cool about doTERRA essential oils, they're not only recommended, but we think they're very highly usable internally. You can use them in water, you can use them in a veggie cap, or you can put them right underneath your tongue. One of the ways I use them every day internally is I put water in a glass and use lemon oil in it or any kind of citrus, and I drink it like that all the time. We recommend you use anything but plastic because if you're using a citrus oil, they're known to break down petrochemicals in the plastic bottle or glass. So we want to make sure it's either plastic, not anything but plastic, basically. It can be glass or metal or ceramic. Those are all fine. Another thing that we need to let you know about the safety of essential oils is if you happen to get an oil in a place that feels uncomfortable, you always want to have a carrier oil nearby to dilute it. And it doesn't dilute the effect of the oil, but what it does is it slows the absorption down. When it feels uncomfortable, your body's absorbing it too quickly. And if you put water on it, you're actually going to drive it in faster. So that's okay if you need that heat, if you need to feel a little extra oomph and drive it into the muscles where you need it. But if it's feeling uncomfortable, then you need to add an oil like fractionated coconut oil. And that will slow the absorption down. And it also keeps it from evaporating, so you actually absorb it better.
Excellent. Okay. So some of the things that I like to make fun happen, right? Some of the things that I want to share with you about essential oils is do not put them here in your eye, okay? Do not do that. And how did Lisa find this out? Well, peppermint was the first essential oil that I ever used, right? I had a headache and I'm sorry, I had head tension, forgive me, head tension. And I was using it. And the first time I put it on, oh, dramatic change for me. But after that, I did it again. And then I did this. Oh, it was terrible. It was so terrible. It makes your eyes water and burn. So what I'd like to share with you is if you have in your home some extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil, I would recommend that you run to that place and put that right into your eye, just a tiny bit. It will take the heat. Another thing that you can use, believe it or not, is milk. And those are safe things that you could put into your eye to take the heat. Do not use water. Does anybody have a testimony on what happens if you use water to wash off essential oil that you would like to share with me now? Anyone?
I don't have a testimony about having that experience, but water will spread the oil. It'll make it worse. I
Yes.
saw that happen in a gasoline fire when the man building, he ran for the hose. It
Oh.
went crazy. Same idea. Kind
Yes.
of. Yeah.
Yes, actually, it just makes it worse. It drives it in. Many of you may have eaten, say, a jalapeno pepper, and the first thing that you've done is you want to drink gallons and gallons of water. Well, you note it doesn't make it any better. It just makes it hotter, makes it worse. So, what you want to do is match oil with oil, or in some cases, I know that you can use milk. So, the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to remind you what we're talking about in this particular winter wellness webinar. We have 3 subtopics today. And the first one is immunity boosting. And Hannah is going to be our facilitator for that. The next one is called Under the Weather. And Nicole will be our facilitator for that. And then finally, I'll be talking about winter blues. And you will see and hear from some of the other people on our team. They are going to model some things or share some testimonies with you on how the essential oils have improved their life and what they use them for. So for now, Hannah, I hope that you are ready, because if you're not, we can switch things around. I'm going to turn it over to Hannah.
Hi.
Yay. Hi.
I am Hannah, and I have been with
Elias.
Yes, this is Elias. I've been with Doterra for the last four and a half years. And before that, I was using other essential oils for a while, but when I switched to Doterra, I definitely noticed the difference, and so I've stayed committed. And I have 7 children. Yes, 7 children. This is number 5, and he's gonna help me to show you guys some things. That's why he's with me now. And I'm gonna talk about how to support your immune system. So in our family, one of my children has asthma, and so it is really important for us to avoid getting sick as much as we can, because when that child gets sick, it's extra hard on that one. So we try to just kind of make sure that we just are very cautious and wash our hands a lot. We use the Angar foaming hand soap for washing up our hands and all of that. And then in our vehicle, I have one of the Angar hand sanitizers that I keep in my car all the time, and in the diaper bag. And then if we've been exposed, in the house also, we will diffuse the Angar oil in our diffuser. Now, if you're not familiar with Angar, it has in it wild orange, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. Yes, you're right. And this blend really is like your go-to for helping to strengthen your immune system. So that's why all the things I'm saying are on guard over and over and over again, because it is just, this combination is just amazing for helping to just keep you healthy, and not succumb to all those things. There's a lot of trying to be compliant. It helps to fight off.
It's antibacterial. It's
Okay.
antiviral. Those are things that we can share and literally talk about. So
Good.
there you go, sweetheart.
It is antibacterial, antiviral, and so this is the one. This is why this is our go-to. So we keep this diffusing in the house, and then once we've gone out, if we've been exposed to anything, I will give an On Guard beadlet to my little people. On Guard, yes. I'll give an On Guard beadlet to all my little people, which they just take internally. And then I'll give my bigger people, and myself and my husband will take On Guard soft gels. And then we also will use the On Guard throat drops. And even my little ones will eat these, and they can be a little spicy, but my kids tend to be okay with spicier stuff, but you can eat it. Sorry, there's a little naked baby running around.
Hannah, do you want to show us how you use something on one of the kids?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That's
Go
what
ahead
I'm
and
trying to do.
I just so admire you. You know, ladies, this is the kind of business that we run. It's the kind that you can have your children involved and running around. And I just admire you, Hannah, for coming on and being willing to press through with everybody calling mama, mama, mama.
Yes. It wouldn't be if I didn't have one that I was using for a demonstration. The others would be a little bit more likely to, be calm. They're like, "What's he doing? How come he gets to be in there?" So, then I talked about the throat drops and the beadlets and all that. So we give them all those, and then I always will roll some oils on everyone, especially before bed. Which one do you want, Elias? Do you want stronger or On Guard? Stronger. Okay. So the stronger is our kids blend for immune support. And so I'll just take the stronger and a little footsie and roll it right on. And then they usually laugh and giggle because it tickles. And then I'll roll it down their spine. Can I put this on your back? I know. Tickles. And then off to bed they usually go, and that's how we work in our family to help to support the immune system.
So Hannah, tell us, how has the family been doing since you boost the immunity? Have you had any sickies? How are things going?
Every year is kind of different, but this year so far we've only been sick one time, and it was very, very short. It was like maybe 2 days per child, but you know how it kind of staggers. So 2 days per child, not all at one time. And it was really easy to get over and mild. So we were really grateful for that. So we just try to stay on top of everything and
boosting immunity really makes a difference. Yeah, that's excellent.
Something else that we use also for boosting our immune system that's not an essential oil is liposomal vitamin C. And I like to use the liposomal one because it gets into your bloodstream better.
Yes.
So that's another thing that we use. So we have a well-rounded approach. It's not only the oils, but it's mainly the oils. Oils and vitamin C.
Yes. And what about how you eat, Hannah? Is that important?
It is. We try to limit sweets. And we like to do, especially in the colder months, we like to do bone broth. Some of mine like it better than others. So I might have to season it up a little more for others, but we like to drink our bone broth, or I'll cook with the broth. Like if I make rice or something, I'll cook it so that way it's still in there and getting all those good nutrients into them. And I like to make a lot of soups. That way it's more warming and nourishing. Just kind of gives our bodies a little bit of a break from having to break down other foods.
Tell us, why is bone broth good, Hannah? What does bone broth do for us?
Bone broth is immune boosting, but it's also really good for your gut health. And a lot of our immune system is in our guts, right? And so when you are drinking that broth and stuff, it is coating your gut and helping to help you to have a good environment for the healthy bacteria to thrive and the bad bacteria to die off. And so if you do come across something, it can kind of go in through your normal pathways your mouth, your nose, go into your stomach and just get processed out versus coming in and then being able to attack you and have you get sick. So staying, and then also all the good healthy amino acids and all of that are in there. So bone broth is an amazing, like we've always heard of, grandma's chicken noodle soup when you're sick. It's true. Having that good broth is so good for you.
It is. Excellent. Hannah, thank you. Thank you so
Yep.
much. Is Ami on? Did she make it on? Did she find the link? She
I'm here
is.
with Beverly.
What?
I'm here with Beverly. We're together.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
I couldn't find you. I thought, who's Beverly's? Okay, Ami is going to take a couple of minutes to show us. I believe I have you with some On Guard products, correct, lady?
Yes.
And if you could get close to the camera with what the beadlet looks like exactly. Does anybody remember how many drops are in the On Guard beadlet? I know they told us.
A fourth of a drop.
A fourth of a drop?
Yes, that's what they told me.
Wow.
I remember at the
fourth
convention.
of a drop. Okay. Okay, Ami, you go ahead, sweetie, please.
Okay, I'd like to actually do the On Guard spray first. because
Absolutely.
Let's say I'm out, and I live in an apartment and when I go downstairs, I have to use the rail going down. So I whip out my hand sanitizer and I put it on. So then I feel free to, put my hand on the steering wheel. Or, you touch a door at a store or anything like that. Or you're out. So I want to clean my hands first. Then look at my beadlet right here. Oh, which thing is it? Here it is. Then I whip out, because my hands are clean after it's killed the bacteria and germs. Then I whip out my beadlet, which has the oil, and I actually take 2, because at the convention they said take 2, so I do. So it just,
What's the
they're
size?
just little round beads. I don't know if you can see them, but they're just,
Yeah, you
they're
have to
really
get up to the
tiny.
camera.
It's like
Can
a,
you hold it right up? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a,
there you go. Tiny little pin drop.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I always put it in my mouth. I love the taste, so I just pop them, but you could just dissolve them,
Yes.
and so then if I'm away from home, I'm not stuck without my On Guard. I just whip it out and it fits in I had it actually in my pocket just now. And so I like to take it around lunchtime, noon, because I take my first dose at 8 o'clock with my oils, but I have it already. So I just love these. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Ami.
Okay, could I add one more thing?
Yes, you can
So
have.
another thing, okay, where I live, it's not on the list. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, where I live, Bev and I live, the air quality is really bad. And we were stuck in the middle of the fires, and the air quality is always really bad. So sometimes my chest hurts, my eyes sting when I go out in my car, to the market. And so I just take my oils and I put the drops in my pilot diffuser, Doterra pilot diffuser, and then I stick it in my car. So I'm not exposed to all that terrible stuff. And I love it.
And you put it
You
in a
see
cup
the
holder?
mist coming out? I just love it. I stick it in my car and I feel protected. So I'm not all like, my chest hurting and stuff. Or I'll pop one of my Breathe lozenges in my mouth, and that helps too. That was free.
Yeah.
That wasn't on the list. Okay, I'm done. But I just love all this, extra stuff because I really need it because the air is so bad out here.
Yeah. Our air quality this summer where we live in California, both of us are Californians. She's in the South, I'm in the North. It was awful this summer. It was really bad. Having a diffuser of some kind, there are many available, little ones, a little bit bigger. Like she has, the Pilot is one that you can charge at home and then you can put it in your car and take it with you. It lasts for hours. The other thing that I wanted to share about the On Guard spray, I don't think it got brought up, is it kills 99.9% of bacteria. It is so much better, hear me now, than antibacterial soaps or whatever that thing is, those Purell and stuff. Why? Because in those things is a chemical that is a hormone disruptor. It is not good for you. And it makes me so sad because that's been the thing that they've been pushing. Now, one of the things I meant to say at the beginning is we're not here to claim that we can cure, treat, or heal anyone, but you are going to hear testimonies of people who have been using our products and finding it very effective. So with the spray, it's one of the giveaways that we're going to do today, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. But it is so wonderful. The other thing Ami didn't share is the minute you spray that on, it feels wet just for a minute. You have no oily residue whatsoever. It dries quickly. I also spray it on the shopping cart. I do my hand spray it on the shopping cart, then touch it. And then when I'm done and you go through the checkout and they, have you use your fingers on the pads and everything, of course, you want to do it again. Because really the way that you communicate germs is through touch, right? You've got sweat on your hands, you're picking up stuff. Washing hands has always been the number one thing to prevent yourself. So I just wanted to throw that in. Now, quickly, if we may, it is 11:30, but I'd like to ask, please, Nicole, would you share about your son and the tick? And I will defer my testimony at this time.
Sure. I guess I'll do my introduction at the
Next
go.
week, when you do your-
Okay. So I'll just share. My son, we went on a hike in New York. We live in New York, and came home, and he had a tick on like his stomach area, and it had been a couple hours since we went hiking. I didn't think to check. We don't go hiking that much, anyways. Should have. But so I found this tick on him and was obviously kind of having that freak out moment because New York, there's a lot of ticks. There's a lot of people that get Lyme disease here. It's kind of like the big thing that's been happening. So it was ironic because our group chat had just been talking about ticks and this very thing. So Kim Green actually had some advice for me about what to do. So I was like, well, what do I do? Because I was concerned. So immediately I got the tick off of him, of course. And it hadn't been long enough to really, it wasn't filled with blood or anything. It was small still. But obviously, the telltale, like you look for the bullseye thing. So I was going to keep an eye on that. I was keeping an eye on that. But I wanted to support his immune system, through if there was anything. So I just gave him the supplements. I gave him half a dose. So we have really great supplements for adults called Lifelong Vitality. And I take those and my husband takes those. So when my son had this happen, I gave him half a dose of what an adult would take. I gave it to him, I think for like 3 to 5 days. I can't remember exactly how long. And then there was a protocol for oils. So I was putting oils topically on him in different parts of his body to support his immune function. And I just felt, it was just really nice to have something that I could do. I didn't feel helpless. And he was fine. After the week was up, it was totally healed. Like the bite site didn't have any redness or anything. He wasn't uncomfortable. He didn't complain. He's like, fine. So I just thought it was really cool to have these tools that are so amazing and feel empowered as a mom, to support him when that happened. And then next time I'll be using my Terra Shield when we go on a hike so I can avoid having to go through all this.
Yes. Could you tell us what would the alternative have been had you not had the essential oils, and had it been, what would have happened?
Well, actually, my daughter's friend got Lyme disease. She's about 8, and it was just horrible. They caught it early enough that it wasn't chronic, because if you know anything about Lyme disease, if it becomes chronic, it's it's 10 times worse. So, she had to go on an antibiotic for, I don't remember how long. And then she still had like lingering symptoms of fatigue and body aches that she had to deal with for like a couple months, I think, or more. And so she couldn't play softball with my daughter's team because she was just, and also with, the virus that's going around, her immune system was weakened by having this and then being on an antibiotic. So she couldn't even like go anywhere. They didn't want to take her anywhere because they were so concerned that she would be so susceptible. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Yay for oils. Okay. All right. So next we do have Nicole, who is probably going to properly introduce herself now, and she's going to take the topic of under the weather. But I'd like to thank Hannah and Ami and Nicole. And let's see, was there anybody else? No, Ami just took an extra testimony there to share us, right? For helping us with boosting immunity. So now, what happens if you are under the weather? Nicole, over to you. As soon as
Sorry,
someone goes out of the room.
I'm trying to make someone go out of the room so it's quiet. I have 4 children, so I'm not quite where Hannah is, but I have 4. And so it can get a little bit loud at our house too. And I've been using doTERRA oils. I lose track of time. I think it's been about 3 years, maybe 3.5 years. But I've been teaching about oils for, I think, around 2 years now. And my name's Nicole DeLello. I live in upstate New York, and I'm going to be sharing some things with you that we do when we start feeling under the weather. So speaking of under the weather, that's kind of how I got started with oils. And my kids had been under the weather, and they had some lingering symptoms that they were waking up with in the night, respiratory things. And so I happened to purchase a diffuser and a bottle of our respiratory blend, which is called Breathe. If any of you have tried that, it's amazing for overnight support for children, especially just running it in their rooms. And so it was the first thing that I did with oils is I ran that in their room and saw a dramatic difference almost instantaneously. So I was hooked. And another product I think that I bought almost at the same time was a Breathe stick. So our Breathe oil just comes in a stick and you can rub that. This is a really easy way to use it on children. Think of like a Vicks stick or something like that. It's similar, but it has the doTERRA oils in it, and you can rub that like right on their chest. You can rub it on the bottoms of their feet, and it's really going to support them well in that way in their bodies. So that was one of the things. That's still one of the main things that we do if it's anything respiratory for my kids. But when my husband, I don't know if you find this to be true, but when I started using oils, we had been familiar with other like alternative health things, but we were not familiar with oils. It was totally new to me. So I started using oils. I started using them on the children and seeing great results. But my husband was kind of slow to get on the bandwagon. So, he would have things come up and I'd try to tell him, do this. And it was always like I had to do it for him or else he wouldn't do it. And he was very slow to do it. So what happened was one time he came home, he goes outside of the home to work. So he came home one day and he was feeling under the weather. He could tell it was something was going to be something nasty, So he came to me because I had just kind of gotten over something pretty quickly myself. So he came to me and he was like, what do I do? Just give it to me. Just tell me what to do. So I made him a capsule, we have a couple protocols that we use, pretty popular within the doTERRA world. There's a capsule protocol you can do. It's called Poof, which I don't know if anybody's going to talk about that, but if you want that recipe, we can give it to you later. So Poof is just, you put some oils in a capsule. So you take those internally. So I had him take that. And then I also took out a roller bottle with a blend called Flute, which has 5 different oils that support your immune system. And so I had him roll that, like I rolled it down his spine. I rolled it like on his wrists. And then later at night, I had him roll that on the bottoms of his feet. And then like that night, I also just continued to use the oils on him through that. He came home in the afternoon from work. So I did it that night. And then when he woke up, he was totally fine. So when I talked to him about it later, it was just a huge testimony and win for me, because he told me later, he's like, oh my goodness, that stuff worked. I felt like when he came home, when he was feeling really bad, and he told me, I thought I was gonna have to like miss work. I felt like so bad. And it takes a lot for him to miss work. So him saying that was a major testimony to me that, okay, like it really, really, like, you know, that he's saying this when your husband says stuff like that, you know, that it's a big win. So
Nicole,
that's
can I
my
ask
biggest testimony, just that win with my husband. I always turn to the oils with my kids though, for supporting when they feel under the weather. And we use lots of the products that Hannah mentioned, because not only do the On Guard products support you in prevention and just supporting your body with that immune function, but also when something happens, when something comes up and you start feeling under the weather, you can use those same things to just support your body as it's, I don't know what the words are.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, you may.
Floot. Floot?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Listen, I meant to suggest, ladies, that you would have a pen and a piece of paper to take a few notes, because we did want to share some protocols with you. And I have a pretty big one for you when we get to blues, wintertime blues in the winter, whatever that is. So what I'd like to ask real quick, Nicole, can you just tell us what's in flute real quick?
Oh, didn't know I was unmuted still. I believe it's frankincense, lemon, On Guard, oregano, and tea tree.
Thank you.
Are those oils? I can't remember the exact amounts. If you want to just do 10 drops of each, you're good. But I think it's like 5 of frankincense and 5 of oregano, and then everything else is 10.
Yes, I believe that is correct. So do you need her to repeat that? Anybody? Yes. Can you repeat that, Nicole?
Okay. Frankincense, you do 5 drops of frankincense and 5 drops of oregano, and then 10 drops of On Guard, tea tree, and lemon. And this is in a 10 milliliter roller bottle like this. And then you're not going to fill the whole thing with your oils, but then you top it off with like fractionated coconut oil, which Doterra sells. And then that way it's diluted and you can absorb it well and get it into your system.
Yes.
Is it flute or flume?
It used to be flume when it was Melaleuca, but now it's flute because it's called tea tree. So we just changed it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
Fantastic. I was going to write it in the chat, so I wanted to make sure I got it right.
Okay, Nicole, you have something else to share with us. Did you?
I do have something else to share with you. So we wanted to show you a protocol. I learned this right when I was starting to like teach about oils, I think. Hannah and Jennifer Davis, who is not on with us tonight, shared this with me because I was like, what do? I can't breathe. That's what I told them. Like, I can't breathe, help. Like everything was just stuffed up here. And they told me, grab your oils, get some boiling water in a mug and do this steamer mug thing. And I was like, that's cool. Okay. So it's something that I've used with my husband, and I've used it slightly differently with my kids as well. But I have to tell you, I have to give you fair warning that when you do this, some of the oils that we're using this can be quite, what's the right word?
Strong.
What?
Strong.
Strong. Okay, strong. I'm thinking of another word. Pungent is the word I think I was thinking of. So when I first did it, it was kind of like you get knocked in the face. It gives you a punch in the face if you like stick your face right in there, which was what I was doing. I recommend not doing that. But just kind of ease your way into it and find where you're comfortable. So I have my oil girl here. This is Eden. She's my daughter. She's 9
Hi,
and
Eden.
she loves the oils. And this will work best if I have a helper. So I have a hot steaming mug here. So you want to get boiling water in a mug, and this has a top, so it kept my water hot. And then you're going to do 2 drops of 4 different oils. And you're going to recognize some of these. So you're going to want to do 2 drops of lemon, 2 drops of peppermint. So I'm going to hold this. You want to drop the oils, or you want to do the drops?
Okay, how many?
Hopefully it's still steaming. No, not very steaming, but I think it'll still work. Put 2 drops of peppermint. Oops, she got 3. That's okay. 2 drops of lemon.
Okay.
2 drops of oregano. Oregano is the pungent one, and peppermint can be kind of strong too. But if you wanted to do this to help your children, I believe you could just do like tea tree and lemon.
Yes.
Instead of doing the oregano. I would definitely leave out the oregano for kids, just because you might never get them to smell another mug again.
How many of them?
Put 2 drops in you. Okay.
Good job, Eden.
I can still get it, even if it's not that hot. I still am getting those fumes. And you want to try it? Well, she's kind of a kid, so it's kind of strong, but it's not that strong because the water's not that hot. Yeah. So the hot water, the steaming, is gonna get those oil drops up, in more. So that's why you want to use that boiling. But for demonstration purposes, I don't have a stove in my office, so I had to just work with what I had. But you get the idea. Definitely try it. I highly recommend it.
We call that the steamer mug, correct?
Yeah.
Want here to have that steam. How many of you have ever put your face over a bowl of steaming hot water and put a towel over it? Yeah, very effective. But even more so when you use the essential oils, because those molecules are getting up into your system. And it's really wonderful. If you're congested, you are not anymore. You really aren't. So yes, I did just claim that. Sorry. All right. Kim, did you have a question? You had your hand up.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just going to add, when I use the steaming hot mug and after it's cooled down, I put it in my diffuser.
Okay.
And then everybody benefits from that.
Okay. And for time's sake, I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to go with those protocols. Does anybody have a testimony on under the weather that they would like to share? Kind of quickly. Can you share it quickly, Kim? Wasn't it you that we?
Oh yeah. So
under the weather. Oh,
Nicole.
Okay. Go ahead, Kim.
Okay.
Kim Morris.
Nicole mentioned breathe. Now I have a testimony about that. So when I first, a couple years ago, my husband got sick, bronchitis and pneumonia. And he would wake up in the middle of the night, not breathing. And that breathe, I rubbed the breathe stick on his chest and on his back, and then he could go sleep the rest of the night, and he was breathing. And so I mean, I don't know, but in my opinion, that saved his life, because he was really not breathing, and it did exactly what it said. Anyway. And I was gonna say, for when I have what was the compliant word we thought of yesterday? A hack or a tickle in my throat. I woke up this morning like that, and I say, people don't think about this, but time is very effective for hacks or tickles in your throat. And this morning I woke up that way, and I am sitting here with a diffuser and with the thyme and rosemary in it, and I have been much better.
And so you're diffusing that.
Yeah, and it's not the most pleasant thing ever, but my husband is often diffusing oregano, just straight oregano, so it's not as bad as that. So yeah,
Well, I'm thinking, what about the over the counter stuff that makes you gag, like Robitussin and junk like that? I would rather sit next to something that might not smell, perfect than
yeah,
that stuff down with all of the additional chemicals. So I wanted to emphasize at the beginning too, when Kim was sharing, that the essential oils were safe. You're not going to die. Your arm isn't going to fall off. You aren't going to lose your feet.
yeah,
Whatever it is. How many of you have heard all those commercials? May cause death, may cause profuse bleeding from every orifice in your body, right? That's not going to happen with the essential oils. Now, with that in mind, again, one of the things we wanted to talk about on safety, I'd just like to share these two little things. I always feel it's important. Oregano is a natural antibiotic. Doctors tell us you take an antibiotic, 7 to 10 days, in worst case scenario, up to 2 weeks. Please, if you are taking oregano internally, stop after 2 weeks. Okay, do not take it any longer because it has the potential to do harm to your liver. Okay, so that's something that I always like to make clear to people. And then we have 2 oils that have child-proof caps on them, and that would be deep blue and wintergreen. Those have ingredients in them that are not for taking internally. That's why the child-proof caps are on them. And of course, whoever invited you here, if you are interested in making some purchases, they will give you even more details. But those are things that I always like to share. And again, watch the orifices, don't pour things directly in your ear canal. Don't pour things directly in your eye. If you use peppermint and you put it, say, on your husband or something, and this might be a little TMI, warn him before he touches himself when he goes to the bathroom, okay? Same thing for girls, all right? I want y'all to be careful with that. So, okay, we're gonna, it's 11:52 already. I can't believe how quickly this went. Are you all finding benefit? Are you enjoying this webinar today? Would you like to see more of these kinds of things? If so, would you wave at me? If not, would you do a thumbs down? I see Debbie's hand. Good. Okay, so far I've gotten all waves. Good, good. All right. So the last one is left to me to talk about the winter blues. And what I wanted to share with you is wintertime gets to be dark, right? How many of us still have to work with fall back? All of a sudden, you go from a nice 6 o'clock sundown in the fall to a 4 o'clock sundown, right? And everybody feels like, oh, dark, 30. How many of you feel like when it gets dark, you just want to go to bed? Yeah, me too. All right. So normally I am a very joy-filled person. I'm pretty happy. There is a lot that I think most of you would agree with me on going on in the world today that has really robbed me of some happiness and joy. I am a big people person. I'm an extrovert. I usually go to a convention, I rent a house, I bring my team, and we share time together. We get to know each other better. And all those kinds of things that I had taken for granted, right, have been taken away from us. I'm not like depressed, when we're using the word blues, that's kind of the way that I'm talking about it. But I just haven't been able to get my tank full. It's been difficult because extroverts interact with people. I love to hug. I love deep conversations. I love face to face. I love to be accountable to people. I want people to see what's going on in my life and speak into my life so that I can continue to grow and be a better person. So I thought this one would probably be a good one to talk about. What happened for us this week is not, forgive me, I don't know why this week just came out of my mouth. That was not what I meant. What happened for us in this lockdown was my grandson. His name is Carter. He lost baseball. He lost going to school with his friends. He lost all that kind of stuff. He's 12 years old. We ended up having to take him in to the hospital psych ward. It's called a 5150, and have him locked down for 3 days. And guys, that just shouldn't have been. You know what I mean? So I wanted to share a really powerful testimony with you about this product that we have called Adaptive. And again, we're not claiming cure, treat, or heal, but the only thing that the doctors have to offer is an antidepressant. Do any of you believe that that's healing? No, I got some good no shakes in there. It is not. It is a Band-Aid with huge potential side effects, right? This is the whole reason that I got started in Doterra. I've been here for 8 years, and in another webinar, I will share my testimony because we'll probably do one on pain down the road. But the reason that I got into this was because I realized that in Western medicine, the best they can do for us is Band-Aids. It's not ever going to the root cause. So this started the journey of wellness for me. And when I got that call about our grandson, my heart sank. Well, recently my daughter came from Alaska and brought my grandbaby, whom I affectionately refer to as Cuppy Cake. And Cuppy Cake came down, and because my daughter and granddaughter came, all the other kids, save one who is deployed in Guam, showed up at our house. I got to give Carter some Adaptive. Now, this kid literally can't sit still. He bounces off the walls. It's just crazy. And he doesn't sleep at night. So I was able to share Adaptive, which Kimberly is supposed to have there by her side for me, because there we go. Those are the capsules. Yep. And the roller bottle. Oh, that's the bottle the capsules come in. Yes, thank you. And the roller, yeah, the roller bottle. Okay, so I gave Carter the capsules, the roller bottle, and the oil for diffusing. He was staying, excuse me, at a hotel. He was with us for 3 days. So yes, there's the oil. Isn't that lovely? What I asked him to do was roll the oil on the bottoms of his feet, on the back of his neck. Oh goodness, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. I'm so sorry, you guys. And to take the capsules before he went to bed. I wanted him to do it during the day too, but his dad has always been kind of resistant to me, like my husband was at first, tree hugger, it's like, anyway, Carter put it on and he said, "Oh, Grandma, I love this smell." And while he was here using Adaptive, he would get up and he would come running to our house, after they got up and did their motel breakfast thing and stuff. And he would say, "I slept so well." And it really buoyed my heart. Now, I am waiting to follow up with him because after he left us, as it is the holidays, his mom took he and, the rest of the family, they're in Atlanta, Georgia. So I have to wait until they get back for more follow-up. But I'm actually hoping that the tools we have to support his immune system and to support him emotionally may be enough to at least wean him, if we can, way back on what he's taking. But what I'm sharing with you is that there is hope in natural products. The other thing that we wanted to share with you that I forgot when Nicole was speaking was we're not just essential oils. And you heard some of the other people share that. I think it was Hannah who shared liposomal vitamin C. It is so important to have your diet nutritional and dense. And most of our foods are deprived of their nutritional value. So you have to find ways to bring that back. And that's through supplementation. For winter blues as well as under the weather, I want to share with you all that when it starts to get dark, we're not out in the sun and we become depleted of our D3. Vitamin D3 plays a huge role in how you feel, in whether you feel happy or you feel blue. Vitamin K, along with D3, causes the absorption to even be a more powerful, a powerhouse. So I'd like to recommend that all of you keep those things on hand during the winter. Once we get deprived, the things that it does in your body are amazing. And every doctor I've gone to, including a naturopath, says almost everyone in the United States is depleted of vitamin D3. It's huge. And you can look that up after the meeting if you'd like on what D3 does and what happens if you don't have that in your body, right? Okay, so that was my testimony with Carter. And then with me, I am just also getting started on the regimen, and I found something else that I'd love to share with you. It's a protocol, it's a long one, and it's called Out of Darkness. And this is what it says. Out of darkness is used when you have completely lost hope and faith in a better life, especially when it feels like the world is against you. Is anybody feeling that right now? It's like, okay, this blend will help you see the light at the end of the tunnel and may give you a deep sense of hope that things are about to turn around and life will be in your favor. If you have a friend or loved one who has given up and is hiding from the world, bless this person with this blend. Watch his or her demeanor change and their soul light up. So I just found this in time for the webinar, okay? But if you would like to break down what is in this blend, okay, it's bergamot, ginger, lemon, and I'll slow down so you can write those three down. Peppermint, juniper berry, frankincense, eucalyptus, clary sage, ylang ylang, and Siberian fir. And the drops, starting from the beginning of the list that I just gave you, are 8, then 5, then 8, then 2, then 2, then 1, and 1, and 1, and 1. Okay, and that can be made up in the roller balls. Now, one of the things I do believe Doterra offers roller balls now in our shop section, don't they?
Yeah, Lisa, I'm short one. Is everybody else? I don't know if I wrote them down wrong. I have 8 bergamot, 5 ginger, 8 lemon, 2 peppermint, 2 juniper berry, 1 frankincense, 1 eucalyptus, 1 clary sage, 1 ylang ylang, and I don't have anything for Siberian fir.
One.
Oh, okay.
Fir. And what you missed, you said 2 peppermint. It's 3 peppermint, Nicole.
Oh.
So the other one's 2.
Juniper berry. You have juniper berry?
Yeah.
And 2 frankincense.
Oh, 2 frankincense. Okay.
Sorry.
Got it.
Okay. I can post that recipe. In fact, what I can do is I will copy this when I get home, make it into a PDF so you have the words to read too, because those really, I like to read those words about, oh, this is what this is going to help me with, and I have an expectation, right? You know, I really like to know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I will make a copy of it, and I won't be home until Sunday. I'm out of town. But for those of you who invited people that are not yet in Bare Essentials continuing education page because they're not enrolled or whatever, you can take that and send it to them. Just, save the photo or whatever it is to your phone and send it to anybody who's interested. It's called Out of Darkness. Okay. Okay. And let me just double check as far as, did I have anything else that was supposed to get shared there? Nope. That was the end of all of the subtopics that we had in our first winter wellness. So a couple of things for you all. We are planning our next winter wellness in 2 weeks. I believe you have the date already. It's December 11th. And our topics are going to be sleep and stress. So I'm hoping now the reason for this, remember, is to invite people who have never experienced essential oils, or to invite people who were enrolled and didn't buy anything else because they didn't know what to do with them. Okay, so make sure those of you who are already with us and part of the team, that we bring people to the next one that are new. And I'm so grateful that Abby is here because Abby is new. And is it Tanya? Even though there's a Z in it, is it Tanya or is it?
It's actually Tanzia. Can you hear me?
Tanzia. That is so pretty.
Thank you.
Tanzia,
Thank
who
you.
invited you?
Stephanie Evans is my upline here we're in Georgia.
Okay. Yay.
Yes,
Welcome. She's
I've
been,
enjoyed it.
oh, I'm so glad, Tanzia. I hope you'll come
Mhm.
again. Please come again. That'll be great. So, okay, what I would like to do real quickly now, because I told you, and you've been waiting all through this, that we wanted to have some fun and some giveaways and all that. And I keep not doing the right thing. Okay, so what I would like to do is ask you, the new people, not people that are on the team and already have oils, okay? Was there anything that you learned that you would like to share with us that impacted you? And if you do, I have an On Guard spray to send to you. Anyone? I know Abby must be feeling on the spot at the moment because she's already.
Um, I'll speak.
Tanzia, you go ahead. Since you're new here, I would let you, if you wanted to share something that you learned, I would let you win this. I really would.
Okay. Actually, the blends that you guys gave us, for under the weather, and let me see here, the breathing challenges, the flute, I mean, all the different recipes, for different things just really amazed me. And so I'm gonna try them also. So that really, really helped me, and I can pass it on because my husband has some breathing challenges. And of course, it's so much going on around me, I can pass it on. So that was just, I love it. I love it.
Oh, thank you. All right. On Guard spray to you. I'm still going to give Abby a chance. I have another one. If you learned anything or have anything you'd like to share, dear one, I'm giving away 2 today, just for you. She probably doesn't know how to unmute. There she goes. Woohoo! No volume. No volume, Abby. Okay, listen, you win. What I'd like you to do is either type in the chat while I finish this up and tell us what you learned. Do you know how to use the chat? Do you see that on your phone or whatever device you're using? You do? Okay. So if you see it in there, oh, and Beverly is here. There's a Beverly. Beverly, I have another one. If you learned something, I have an On Guard spray for you too. But
Yes.
you could type that Abby. And if you can't, just tell Kim and Kim will share it with us and you'll get the Angar. Okay. How does that sound? All right, Beverly, you go, girl.
Well, I was impressed what you said about your grandson.
Oh,
Yeah, so I definitely want to try that myself and for my son.
yes. Yes. I have a really powerful testimony from Marisa Shedevy that we heard in January. I actually recorded it on a phone, and she had been diagnosed with the blues, if you will,
Mhm.
and adaptive turned her life around as well. So,
Well, I'm looking forward to trying that. And Ami has given me the pill for capsules to
yes,
try. So,
good. Good job, Ami. Yes, Kimberly.
Yeah, Abby says, I love learning about the breathe roller and the poof formula. My kids sometimes get seasonal breathing problems, and I think that would help.
I see it. I see it in the chat. So thank you, Abby, so much for sharing that with us. Awesome. Okay. So the way that I would like to wind this up.
wait, am I going to get my gift?
Beverly, you are. I will get your address from Ami. If
Okay.
that's okay. You give
Of
your
course.
address to her, okay? And she'll get it to me because we see each other every Monday night.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm gonna send out all of the prizes on Monday. In fact, now I'm in trouble because I had a giveaway for something I forgot to draw for this morning. So I better get busy. All right. So what I'd like to invite all of you to do right now is two things, okay? Number one, we just shared with you about the adaptive. I am giving away a 5 milliliter bottle. Let me show you what that looks like of the adaptive oil to anyone who is willing to stay. Can you see this okay? Yeah, no, I can't see because I minimized my camera, but I'm going to fill this up and send it to anyone who's interested in hanging on to learn about becoming either an entrepreneur with Doterra or a sharer with Doterra. Now, why would you be interested in that? Well, two reasons. Number one, this is gift season. A lot of people are wanting to give gifts. You can actually earn money within a week, actually, if you were interested in sharing Doterra. You can also, if you've been laid off or furloughed or something like that, this is a wonderful opportunity. So many people are just tired of the options that they have for their health. And this is our passion. We love to teach people how to take better care of themselves, how to empower themselves and their families. So that's number one. Number two, if you do end up wanting to get involved in Doterra and you open an account, or say you already have an account, but you've never ordered anything, and you set up your LRP, and the person who invited you will explain the terminology to you. I'm sorry, but it's kind of like shopping at Costco. So you get a benefit if you shop with Doterra, and they'll explain all the details. But if you make a purchase and you have all the way through Monday, I'm going to allow all the way through Monday, I'm going to send you this really cute keychain. And inside of it are going to be 4 of those quarter dram that I showed you earlier, oils, which are going to be, oh goodness, Nicole, help me. Tea tree, lemon, oregano, and on guard.
Peppermint.
Peppermint, so that you can make yourself the little DIY steamer cup. Okay. So if you do that, and again, this is for the people that are new or have not used their LRP yet, we will send you a little winter wellness kit. And I am trusting my leaders to let me know, because this is recorded. So there will be people who watch, hopefully over the weekend, and I will give you to Monday evening to decide if it's something you want to do, get with the person who invited you. They will break down the details. There are many options, many ways to get involved with doTERRA. Okay, so the rest of you, I want to thank you so much. I went 15 minutes over. Please, I love you anyway. We only have 2 topics next time we're doing the webinar instead of 3. I know the team talked to me and said, hey, that's a lot, right? And it was a lot, wasn't it? So next time it will be sleep and stress. We look forward to you joining us, and anybody who wants to stay for the presentation, who isn't already enrolled, wants to learn about the business or earning some extra money this season, please stay. And for the rest of you, thank you, Deborah. Thank you again. Please bring your friends next time. All right. And we'll see you next time. Okay. Goodbye. Hey, Caleb. Oh, is that the guinea pig? Oh my
Hi.
goodness.
He said hi.
That guinea pig is darling. 2 guinea pigs. What are their names?
What are their names?
This is oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Chloe Sophia.
This is Chloe Sophia. Tears guinea pig.
Oh, they are darling.
And mine.
Just darling. I love it. Okay, so it looks like I have a couple of people who wanted to hang
Hey,
out.
Nicole, quick question. The flute. For the flute, do you take that internally, or was that was in a capsule, isn't it?
Rollerball, wasn't it?
The flute is
Roller
roller
ball?
bottle. The poof is capsule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Poof is a capsule.
Yes, poof is a capsule. All righty. So what I'm going to do now is share my screen. This will take us about 10 minutes. Where is my, oh, whoops. See, I am so techno challenged, you guys. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, so here's the share screen. Share. And then Lisa goes over here. No, that isn't it. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Minimize us and share. What? That's not working. Oh, it's not share, it's present. I'm so sorry, people. I really need lavender. I have been having so many technology challenges today. So, okay, here we go. We are going to talk about the joy of sharing oils. Why doTERRA? Why now?
Hit the present button, Lisa.
What, honey?
There you go. That's it. It's going.
Is it working? Okay, all right.
Yep, we've got the right screen now.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, we are the largest essential oil company in the world. We are the most tested, most trusted oils in the market. We are used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. Our oils are ethically and sustainably sourced. We work directly with the farmers. There are no third party, what do we call them, girls? Coyotes, right? There are 120 plus international markets open. Compensation plan is genius. High retention rate of 65% customer loyalty. We are a privately owned company. We have an incredible ownership team. They all are amazing. They have huge servant hearts, and they are debt-free with no outside funding. This is some of my team. I love this picture. It makes me happy. I just put it on our continuing ed page. You girls saw that, right? Okay, questions you may have. How do I make money? How much time is involved? Could this work for me? And what is the next step? How do I make money? I sample, I teach, enroll, and then I support the people. we have, I'd like to highlight, I forgot to do that in the webinar, Jennifer Davis, who helped me with all of this. She's brilliant technology wise, as well as if you enroll with us, a benefit is continuing education. And Jennifer is very, very smart and loves to do the geeky science things. We love to listen to her. Every week she comes up with something about the oils that just astounds and astonishes me. And that is part of the benefit of being enrolled with us. Continuing education, it happens once a week. It will start again in January, though. She needed a much needed break. So in January. So the income potential that you have, if you are wanting to be a sharer and pay for your product or earn a little bit of money so that you can buy gifts for people and stuff, you're looking at being an elite or a premier. So the E and the P section here. An elite makes about $365 a month, and a premier can make up to about $1,000 a month. If you want to start building it as a business and just supplement your income, some people have husbands whose income is nice, but doesn't quite cover any of the extras you'd like to do, which is the reason that I got into doTERRA. I wanted to be able to go places and to pay cash for things instead of putting them on. Back in the day, I used to have this Mervin's card and then there's a Kohl's card, right? I was tired of doing that. I wanted to take care of those things for my family. So I began by supplementing our income. So as a silver, you're looking at about $2,300 a month, a gold, $4,875. When I got to gold here in California, my first paycheck was $5,000. A platinum, which is about $94.14 a month. I actually fluctuate. I have ended up, what do you want to say? I guess I'm still supplementing. When I fall into diamond, I'm replacing our income so that my husband can retire. With the hits that we have taken with people not being able to work, you can significantly see that it's kind of taken its toll. So this month I have landed as a platinum, but my platinum check now is about 12,000 a month. And so that's nothing to sneeze at. It's absolutely wonderful. I am very grateful. As diamond, I make between 16 and 18,000 a month when I get paid as diamond. And then of course, my goal, and not just because I want money, but because I want to make a difference in the world. I want to help change people's lives. I'd like to be a blue diamond and then a presidential so that I can do things to help with widows and orphans, things that would help deliver children from the insidious sex trafficking and pedophilia stuff that we have going on. That's where my heart lies. And then, of course, I love to be able to give people a hand up. That's my passion, not a handout, hand up. So how much time is involved? If you want your oils paid for, you're looking at 3 to 5 hours a week. If you want to supplement your income, you're looking at 5 to 15 hours a week. And if you want to replace your income, you're looking at 15 to 30 hours a week. Could this work for you, for me? Are you passionate about oils? Do you love people? Can you follow a system and get things done? What is the next step? Number 1 would be, do you have a wholesale account? If you do, upgrade, meaning go from a customer to a wellness advocate, builder / entrepreneur. If it's no, talk to the person who invited you and they will show you your options for enrolling and set up your loyalty rewards program. Reach out for help. We will plug you into all of our training and resources. And then start making your list and sample everyone. This is so much fun. And it really is. So the only thing keeping you from what you want is your story about why you can't have it. So don't tell yourself that story. Okie dokie, because you can. I've been doing this for 8 years. It took me 3 to become a diamond in Doterra. So it's, if you work it, I did 5 to 15 hours a week, you're ready to go. It looks like my people are after me now too. I was only supposed to be here for an hour. I am visiting at a guest house. This is my husband. See, he's looking at his watch. There he is. That's Barry. Oh, okay. Any other questions before I let you go? Beverly, I have you for your On Guard spray. I have 2 other gals too. And I want to thank you so much for staying the additional time. If you're saying something on me, you have to unmute because I don't hear you.
No, I was just saying, the On Guard spray plus, she stayed for the business, so.
The
Yeah.
adaptive,
Yeah.
5 milliliter. Yes. So you give me her address. Okay. You can send it
I
to
will.
Nicole, because I forget that you're not on Facebook. Send it to Nicole. Nicole, send it to me. I'll get it out Monday when I do all of the mailing. Okay. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everybody.
I enjoyed it very much.
I enjoyed
Bye-bye.
having you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Me too. Bye-bye.
And stop. There we go.